Hello students, welcome to Dakshina E-Classroom. Guys, here we will be seeing the solution of exercise 1 of circular motion. So in first section, we have questions from kinematics of circular motion. First question is, two racing cars of masses m1 and m2 are moving in a circle of radii r1 and r2 respectively. Their speeds are such that they each make a complete circle in same time. They are completing the circle in same time. One circle is of radius r1, second circle is of the radius r2, and both the cars are completing the circle in same time. The ratio of their angular speed of the first to the second car is. So we have to find out if the velocity, angular velocity of first is omega 1, angular velocity of second is omega 2, then what is the ratio? Omega 1 is to omega 2. So now omega is what? Omega is 2 pi by t. ओमेगा इज 2 पाई बाई टी कि पूरा एक सर्कल कितने देर में कंप्लीट किया. सो ओमेगा 1 विल बी 2 पाई बाई t1 एंड ओमेगा 2 विल बी 2 पाई बाई t2. And now we know that both of them are completing the circle in same time. So t1 is equal to t2. Basically, we have two circles. One is of smaller radius, another one is of bigger radius. But if you talk about the angular speed, डेफिनेटली उनकी जो लीनियर स्पीड होगी दैट विल बी डिफरेंट, बिकॉज इसने उतने ही टाइम में ज्यादा डिस्टेंस कवर किया, इसने उतने ही टाइम में कम डिस्टेंस कवर किया. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द एंगल, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द एंगुलर वेलोसिटी, सो बोथ हैव कंप्लीटेड. दिस वन is also completing 360 degree in time t and this one is also completing 360 degree in time t. So angular velocity is going to be same. So ratio will be 1:1. Question number A2. A wheel is at rest, its angular velocity increases uniformly and becomes 80 radian per second after 5 seconds. The total angular displacement is. So here what is given? That initially wheel is at rest. So omega naught is 0. Initial angular velocity is 0. Its angular velocity increases uniformly and becomes 80 radian per second after 5 seconds. So finally omega has become 80 radians per second. After how much time? After t is equal to 5 seconds. And we have to find out what is the total angular displacement. So simply which equation we will use? So here we have omega naught, omega f and t. We can find out the acceleration, angular acceleration. So what it will be? We have omega f is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. So omega f is 80, omega naught is 0 plus alpha is, we don't know, 5 seconds. So alpha is equal to 16 radians per second square. Now omega f square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha theta. So from here 80 square minus 0 is equal to 2 into 16 into theta. Theta we don't know. So from here we'll get theta is equal to divided by 2 into 16. It will be 200 radians. Theta will be 200 radians. Clear? Now, next question is, when a particle moves in a circle with uniform speed, its velocity and acceleration are both constant. Its velocity is constant but the acceleration changes. Its acceleration is constant but the velocity changes. Its velocity and acceleration both changes. Which one is the correct? So when we are moving in a circular path, so here velocity will be tangential, here velocity will be tangential. If it is moving with uniform speed, which is given in the question, its speed is v. So speed is constant but direction is continuously changing. At every instant direction is changing. So velocity is not constant, velocity is changing. Now let's talk about the acceleration. So acceleration, when it is moving with uniform speed, or you can say uniform circular motion, in that case we are not going to have any tangential acceleration, because tangential speed is constant. Speed is constant, it means it doesn't have any tangential acceleration. What tangential acceleration do? Tangential acceleration increases or decreases the magnitude of velocity. And now here it is not increasing or decreasing, it is a constant. It means there is no tangential acceleration. But because we are moving in a circular motion, definitely we are going to have some centripetal acceleration which will be equal to v square by r. And here we have r constant, magnitude of r, magnitude of v constant, so this will be a constant. Now this is a constant in magnitude. Centripetal acceleration is constant in magnitude. If you see, centripetal acceleration is always towards center. So at t is equal to 0, acceleration was in this direction. At some t, it is in this direction. At some other t, it is in this direction. So direction of acceleration, centripetal acceleration is also changing. So here what we have, magnitude of velocity is constant, magnitude of acceleration is constant, but if we talk about the complete velocity, it is changing. If we talk about the complete acceleration, magnitude as well as direction, so it is changing. Okay? So in uniform circular motion also, velocity is changing, acceleration is also changing. So its velocity and acceleration both change. Fourth option will be correct. Question number A4. The relation between an angular velocity, the position vector and linear velocity of a particle moving in a circular path is. So this I have derived in class. This is simple. Omega cross r is equal to v. So how we have done it? So we know, let's say the particle is moving like this. And so at this point its tangential velocity will be in this direction. R is in this direction from center to the object. So R is this, V is this, and omega is out of the plane. Omega is out of the plane. So now what we knew, that V is equal to omega R. When we are just taking the magnitudes, V is equal to omega R. So here we have here product of two values, omega, or two variables, omega and R. Now omega is in this direction, R is in this direction, V is in this direction. If we see, V and R are perpendicular, V and omega are perpendicular, R and omega are perpendicular, because it is out of the plane. So we will use the cross product, because when we are multiplying, this is omega, this is R, this is V. When we are multiplying two vectors, omega is a vector, R is a vector, we are getting a vector. So definitely the product is going to be cross product, because when we do cross product, we get a vector. When we do dot product, we get a scalar. So definitely the product which we are going to take between these two vectors must be cross product. Now it can be omega cross R or R cross omega. Clear? So V is equal to omega cross R or V is equal to R cross omega. So we should take the product such that it should satisfy the direction. So if we take omega cross R, so omega is outside. So first vector, fingers will point towards first vector. So omega, we are seeing this. Omega cross R. R is in this direction, omega is in this direction. Omega R. So omega cross R. Yes. We are coming, this is coming in the direction of velocity. Omega cross R here, it is coming upward and velocity is upward. It means this one is correct. V is equal to omega cross R. And if we do R cross omega, so R is this first vector, finger will point towards first vector, R cross omega. So it is coming downward direction. So this is wrong. So V is equal to omega cross R. First option is correct. Question number A5. A wheel is of diameter 1 meter. If it makes 30 revolution per second, then the linear speed of a point on its circumference will be. So here we have a wheel which is making revolutions 30 revolution per second. 30 revolution per second. Clear? So this point, what we have done, that if it has angular velocity some omega, then at this point its tangential velocity will be v is equal to omega r. है ना? यही है. अगर यहाँ पे है तो ये वाला r लेंगे, this distance. यहाँ पे है तो ये distance लेंगे. So we have to find out the linear speed of a point which is at this point. So क्या आ जाएगा? omega r. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्रॉस करने की हमें जरूरत नहीं है. We just want to find out the magnitude. So wheel of diameter 1 meter. So r is equal to कितना हो जाएगा? half meter. R is equal to half meter. So it is making 30 revolution per second. Now this is given in revolution per second. First we'll have to convert it into radian per second. So one revolution means, one revolution मतलब एक चक्कर. So one revolution means 2 pi radians या 360 degrees. But we take omega in radians per second. So it is one revolution means 2 pi radians. So 30 revolution per second means 60 pi radians per second. This is the value of omega. So velocity will be omega r. So omega is 60 pi into r is half. So it will be 30 pi meter per second. V is equal to 30 pi meter per second. Option 1. Question number A6. In uniform circular motion, both the angular velocity and angular momentum vary. Both angular velocity, the angular velocity varies, but the angular momentum remains constant. Both the angular velocity and the angular momentum stay constant. The angular momentum varies, but the angular velocity remains constant. So now we have to talk about the angular velocity and angular momentum in case of uniform circular motion. So in uniform circular motion means speed or angular speed, the magnitude will not increase or decrease. So if it was omega, it will remain omega. So now let's say the object was moving like this. So omega vector will be out of the plane. Omega vector is out of the plane. Now neither the magnitude of omega is changing nor the direction. So it is continuously moving like this. So omega is always outside and its magnitude is omega. Clear? So omega is constant. Angular velocity is constant. Now angular momentum. So you have not studied angular momentum now, but angular momentum is found out about a point which is equal to r cross mv, where r is the distance of the object from that point. R is the distance of that object from the point about which we are going to find out the angular momentum. This you are going to study in rotation in detail. Just we have a question, so I am just telling you this very small concept. So r is the distance of the object about which we are going to find out the angular momentum, and v is the velocity of that object. So here let's say at this point we want to find out angular momentum. So r is like this and v is like this. So basically it is m into r cross v. So at about this point, r cross v. So angular momentum is outside. R, first vector, r cross v. It is outside. Now if we see at this point, r is like this and v is like this. So r, first vector, cross v. Again it is outside. So on this point also it is outside. Let's say about this point. So r cross v. So now r is like this. Cross, r is like this, and second vector v is downward. So finger will point towards the first vector, palm will point towards the second vector. So again it is outside. Let's talk about this point. So r cross v. So r cross v. R cross v, right. So first vector will fingers will point toward the first vector. So this is r, which is in downward direction, and v is in this direction. So r cross v, again it is outside. So what we are seeing on all the points, if you will take some intermediate point also, you will find it out that is in outward direction. So here we have r constant. If you see the magnitude, r is constant, m is constant, v is constant. Speed, radius, all these are constant. And now we have seen that direction is also constant. Direction is also not changing. It means neither the angular velocity will change nor the angular momentum will change. Both are going to remain constant. So option 3 will be the correct answer. Question number A7. The angular speed of a flywheel making 120 revolution per minute is. So we have to find out omega. So they are saying 120 revolution per minute. So 1 revolution means 2 pi radian. So 120 into 2 pi radian, and 1 minute means 60 seconds. So it is 4 pi radians per second. Omega is equal to 4 pi radians per second. It is completing 120 chakkar in 1 minute. 120 chakkar in 1 minute. Then what is the omega? Omega is 4 pi radians per second. Question number A8. The angular velocity of the seconds needle in watch is. Angular velocity of seconds needle in watch. So second needle. The second needle will complete 1 revolution, or you can say 2 pi radian, in how much time? It will complete in 60 seconds. है ना? जो second hand जो होता है clock में, it completes 1 revolution in 60 second. ठीक है? 60 second में एक revolution complete करता है. So omega will be 2 pi radian per 60 second. So it will be pi by 30 radians per second. Every second it covers pi by 30 radian, pi by 30 angle. Question number A9. The average acceleration vector in one revolution for a particle having a uniform circular motion is. So now we want to find out the average angular acceleration in one revolution. So what we are doing, we are going to add. First let's see. So in revolution, when it is revolving around a point, a centripetal will be like this. At different instants it will be towards the center. Clear? So now to find out average acceleration in one revolution. Average acceleration in one revolution. So first thing what we can do, if we want to find out the average acceleration in a duration, what we do, V final, or we can say delta V by delta T. It gives us the average acceleration. Delta V by delta T. When we have delta T, a large interval. So V final minus V initial divided by delta T. So if you see after one revolution, initially let's say at T is equal to 0, the particle was here, it was having a velocity V, and let's say this is j cap and this is I cap, so it will be Vj cap. After one revolution, again its velocity will become Vj cap. So before in duration of one revolution, initial velocity was Vj cap, final velocity is also Vj cap. So V final is Vj cap minus V initial is Vj cap. The delta V is equal to 0. So acceleration, average acceleration in one revolution is going to be 0. Other way of doing this is, if you see here, at this instant acceleration was in this direction, and at this instant acceleration was in this direction. So for taking average, what we can do, we can add all the accelerations, है ना? We can add all the accelerations. So यहाँ पे अगर आप add करोगे सारे acceleration को, so when in this complete interval, for some time acceleration was in this direction, for some time acceleration was in this direction. इन दोनों ने एक दूसरे को cancel किया, इन दोनों ने एक दूसरे को cancel किया. Similarly, इन दोनों ने एक दूसरे को cancel किया, इन दोनों ने एक दूसरे को cancel किया. So if you take small interval, after some time you will find out that its exactly opposite vector was lying in that duration, in that complete duration. इसके लिए एक opposite vector है, इसके लिए एक opposite vector है, इसके लिए एक opposite vector है. So if you add all the accelerations in this interval and divided by the numbers of acceleration we are adding, तो क्या आ जाएगा? The sum of all the accelerations will be 0, because यहाँ पे for some time acceleration is in this direction, for some time acceleration is in this direction, so this will cancel this one. और अगर आप इससे करना चाहो, इससे भी आप क्या कहोगे? After one revolution there is no change in velocity. जितनी velocity थी at the starting of the interval, after the completion of the interval velocity is same. So delta V for that complete interval is 0. कोई change ही नहीं आया for this complete interval. बीच में क्या हुआ भूल जाओ. When we are finding out the average acceleration, what we do? हम लोग उस interval के final velocity, initial velocity, find out delta V divided by delta T is equal to average acceleration, which is 0 here. So it will be a null vector. 0 मतलब null vector, या null vector मतलब 0. So fourth option. Section B, radial and tangential acceleration. B1. Two particles P and Q are located at distance Rp and Rq respectively from the axis of a rotating disc such that Rp is greater than Rq. So here we have a rotating disc. Let's say it is rotating about this, है ना? ऐसे एक plate है and this is the axis, इसके about ही rotate कर रहा है, like एक ही direction में कुछ इस तरीके से we can say, let's say this is iPad only, तो ये इस तरीके से rotate कर रहा है. Clear? So now we are taking 2 points from at a distance of Rp and Rq from the axis. So let's say this is one point and this is another point. So Rp is greater than Rq. So this is point P and this is point Q. Rp and this is Rq. Then both P and Q have the same acceleration. Both P and Q do not have any acceleration. P has greater acceleration than Q. Q has greater acceleration than P. So now just focus on these two particles. Focus on only these two particles. So their centripetal acceleration will be, centripetal acceleration is going to be v square by r. So rotating disk, let's say it is rotating with omega. It is rotating with omega. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगा? Centripetal acceleration will be omega square r. Now omega will be same for all. All are going to rotate with the same angular velocity. हर कोई point P भी after one revolution, Q will be here. and P will be here and both will come to this point at the same time. ऐसा तो नहीं हो जाएगा ना P यहाँ छूट जाएगा और Q यहाँ पहुंच जाएगा, no, both are going to come at this point at the same time. So all the points on this body are going to have the same angular velocity. This I have discussed in the class also, in lectures also. So all the points are going to have the same angular velocity. So this point is also having omega, this point is also having omega. So A centripetal is omega square r. अब when you talk about A centripetal for P, what you will write? Omega square for P, which is same for all, into Rp, and A centripetal of Q is equal to omega square into Rq. ठीक है? This is same in both. Now A centripetal by P, A centripetal of P divided by A centripetal of Q is equal to Rp by Rq. So Rp is greater than Rq. It means AP is greater than AQ. Rp is greater than Rq. So acceleration of P is going to be greater than acceleration of Q. Now some students do mistake while calculating this, because what they do, they calculate A centripetal as V square by R. ठीक है? Now R we know, R is Rp and Rq for both. But V is not same. Some people keep this velocity same and they write that A for P is V square by Rp and A for Q is V square by Rq. But this is wrong. V is not same for both. We will calculate it. And from here what they write, AP by AQ is equal to RQ by RP. So RP is greater than RQ. RP is greater than RQ. It means AQ is greater than AP. And this is wrong. Now velocities of P and Q are not same. You can see in the same time P is completing this circle and Q is completing this circle. So the distance which this Q is covering is smaller, the distance which P is covering is bigger. But the angle which Q and P are covering are same for both. That's why angular velocities are same but linear velocities are not same. So if you want to find out linear velocity, what we will do? V is equal to nothing but R omega. So V for P will be Rp omega and V for Q will be Rq omega. Now put it here. So AP is equal to Rp square omega square divided by Rp, and AQ is equal to RQ square omega square divided by RQ. Now divide it. Now it is the same thing. Omega square and A के कार कैंसिल हो गया, so omega square R. Clear ये चीज? So इस चीज का ध्यान रखेंगे कि ओमेगा सेम है या V सेम है. Sometimes you will have omega different and V same. ऐसे केसेस आएंगे. So ध्यान रखना है कि भाई velocities are same और angular velocities are same. So in this case, acceleration of P is greater than acceleration of Q. P has greater acceleration than Q. Option 3 is correct. B2. Let AR and AT represent radial and tangential acceleration. The motion of a particle may be circular if. So AR is the radial acceleration, AT is the tangential acceleration. In which case the motion have a circular motion, we have to tell. First option is AR is equal to 0 and AT is equal to 0. भाई ये चीज तो हमें पता है कि for having circular motion AR cannot be 0. Radial acceleration is necessary. There must be some force which is trying to pull that object in circular motion. This object has velocities in this direction and a force will pull it towards the center. So it will turn like this. फिर its velocity is like this, it will pull it towards center. So it will turn again. So A radial is must for the circular motion. A tangential, it depends. If you want to increase or decrease the speed during the circular motion, then you can apply the acceleration in tangential direction. But radial acceleration is must. Tangential acceleration is not must. If you have, then you will increase or decrease your speed. If you don't have it, then you will move with a uniform. You will be in a uniform circular motion. So AR equals to 0, AT is equal to 0 is wrong. Next, AR is equal to 0, AT is equal to non-zero. भाई अगर AR होगा ही नहीं, how will you move in a circle? फिर AT कितना भी हो, doesn't matter. This object will start moving in this direction. अगर आपने इसको 0 कर दिया, this object will continuously move in this direction. So this is also wrong. So first thing is AR जिस भी option में 0 है, those options are out. Now third is AR is equal to AR is not equal to 0 and AT is equal to 0. हाँ, AR अगर 0 नहीं है, AT 0 है, तो भी सर्कुलर मोशन होगा. इफ AT is not there, AT is 0, but AR is there, this particle will move in a circular uniform circular motion. Clear? So for uniform circular motion AT must be 0, but for just circular motion AR must be non-zero and AT depends. 0 होना है 0 हो, नहीं होना है मत हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So option 3 is the correct answer.